Hey, are you a foreign educated physical therapist? What if you do not know how to swim? Somebody pushed you into the water and yelled, "There, learn to swim on your own." How would you feel? Not good, right? The level of your anxiety of drowning and dying will be intense. It is the same way when you start your practice here in the US as physical therapist. Let me explain. If you already passed the National Physical Therapy Examination or NPTE, congratulations, job well done. That is a very hard exam to pass. Unfortunately though, the sad truth is having a USPT license does not guarantee that you know how to document the USPT style. There is a night and day difference between the training that we receive as foreign educated physical therapists from our country to the US style of documentation. According to the latest poll that we conducted, more than 50% of foreign educated physical therapists are thrown into the workforce day one without formal documentation training. Let me tell you a story. When I started as a physical therapist in the suburban place in Illinois, I was the only physical therapist in the entire facility. My rehab director was an OT assistant. Needless to say, no one sat with me, no other physical therapist sat with me and tell me, this is what you're going to put under this code. This is how you're going to fill out this box. I had to painfully learn everything on my own. And sometimes it's very humiliating and humbling experience when they call me and tell me that my note has been audited and for review for improvement. Sometimes I felt like nothing I did was good enough for them. I can even remember the anxiety that I felt every time my rehab director will call me and say, "Hey, you have evaluations today," because I didn't know what to write. I didn't know what to do. It was a very painful experience for me in the first few years of my practice. That is the reason why I created the USPT, the Notes Masterclass course. In order for foreign educated physical therapists to understand clearly the principles of documentation, to simplify their lives, and to know how not to be overwhelmed and burnt out with documentation. You may unknowingly be misled to believe that number one, documentation is a piece of cake. Number two, you have a license, so it will come naturally for you to know how to document. Number three, documentation is not a big deal. Guess what? None of those statements are true. The good news is, as early as now, as you're watching this video, you are aware of the truth. The documentation is a big deal. Documentation is a way for you to give high quality care to your patients. Documentation is a good tool for you to protect your hard-earned USPT license. As a person who struggled for years on how to properly do documentation, I just know how you feel and I know what you need. You need a clear understanding of the vital principles of documentation that will give you peace of mind and will improve your skills to welcome documentation instead of running away from them. What will you get upon attending the masterclass? Number one, it will eliminate all your doubts of not knowing how to do the documentation. Number two, it will ease your anxiety of not knowing what to do when the time comes that you have to do it on your own. Number three, you will be more confident and will have a solid foundation and will be a valuable asset of the company you are working for without worrying about getting audited or your documentation being denied. My name is Doc Jing Ruder. I am the creator of USPT Achiever System. My mission is for each foreign educated physical therapist to be 100% USPT ready through the series of masterclass that I create. This program is not for those people who wants to learn on their own, DIY, painfully on their own way, or who do not believe that spending money on themselves or investing on themselves is a good way to improve themselves the better and faster way. What I have learned for more than 11 years of practice here in the US, I will teach you in a matter of couple of hours. After taking the course and you still have questions, you can personally email me and I will help you with clarifying your doubts or your questions. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you at the class.